Once again, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the penultimate episode of To Your Eternity. This one's titled Wandering Rage. So yes, this is the second to last episode of the show, or at least of the first season of the show. We'll be having season 2 in fall of 2020, so October 2022. Fall 2022, I meant to say. I think I said fall 2020 like an idiot. But yeah, October 2022 is when this show will be returning for another season. I don't know if it's going to be just a simple 12-episode season, or if it's going to do the same, like, 20-episode thing that we did this time. I kind of hope they go 12, just because I feel like this Jananda arc has kind of overstayed its welcome so far, if I'm being honest. And I think the animation quality has kind of dipped as well. It's been a bit more noticeable in how fight scenes especially are really not being given as much attention. There's a lot of budget saving techniques as well that you're noticing, such as like more zoomed out shots and lower resolution character models being used rather than the highly detailed ones that we're kind of used to seeing. And it's all just budget saving and just like time saving for the most part. And I would rather they just had a more compact 12 episodes, left on a really notable moments with Gugu, and then let off with a second season that could have been done a little earlier. I don't know, I feel like that might have flowed a bit better, or do split core. Split cores, maybe I'm just getting a bit obsessed with the whole split core mentality, but I feel like split core shows tend to do relatively well when it comes to their own production and solving some of those issues and having hype moments and also keeping good interest in shows. I think we've just been spoiled with the amount of good split core shows we were getting recently. We've got Jobless Reincarnation, Reincarnation of Slime. We've got 86 coming back as well. We've had Moriarty the Patriot recently. We've got Vanitas coming up. Maybe I'm just being spoiled with really good split core shows at this point, but I feel like it's a good way of getting a lot of your show out whilst helping out your production along the lines. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, last time out, I won't go too far into a recap because the show gives us a recap at the beginning of the show anyway. Knockers have attacked, big surprise. And interestingly, they didn't go after Fushi straight away. They're just coming out of the ground, out of the death pit, or I think that's the nest that What's-His-Face was referring to last episode, Sander. Because I was like, what are they on about their nest? It's like, it was such a weird use of phrasing. It's like, and why did he just assume that was the nest in that sense? It just felt a little odd for him to say it like that, but I'm assuming that's where he meant, and I assume that's where they're going. But yeah, we basically have a zombie invasion here, and being possessed by these knockers. I'm assuming there is like a big boss knocker or just something that is creating these at some point, but I'm not quite sure how far into that we're going to go. We've lost 3 of our friends here in Uroi, Mia, and what was the other one? Upa. So yeah, Uroi, Mia, and Upa are all dead. Upa got taken first, Mia got stabbed by Upa, and Uroi kind of got himself killed by staying with Mia, even though he had an option to like maybe try and defend himself, but he didn't even try, which is kind of weird. But I guess he knew he wouldn't be able to escape with Mia because he was carrying Mia and they were walking slowly. I guess that's why, but it just felt a little weird that death for him just felt a little, iffy. But yeah, so things aren't exactly going great. Fushi has lost power in those forms, so one of our most combat capable forms is gone, which is very typical Fushi. He seems to lose his most competent forms very early on into fights now. He still has Gugu at least, so that's something. But yeah, really the only thing that's left to decide here is, does what's his face? I forget his name every single time. It just leaves immediately. Sander. Does Sander and Tonari survive? That's really the biggest question I have on this arc, is like, do those two survive this arc or not? Because if I'm going to take this show at what I believe, no, they're not going to survive. Fushi will be left alone again. But there's always a chance to change that, and I kind of hope they do change that, because if it's just getting up to a point where every character he gets a connection with dies, like, almost immediately upon meeting them. I mean, Gugu we got 4 years with, which was great, but we didn't get to see in those 4 years, so it felt even shorter than it actually was. It's like 4 years of content just kind of like gone. it doesn't feel as impactful, right? If you don't get a sense of those 4 years progressing. So, anyway, really it just comes down to whether they'll survive or not. But I'm kind of curious to see what ends up happening with this story and seeing what we do, because, like, are we going to stretch it out so that we've got, like, setup and the big boss fight coming here, and then we're going to finish with the fight on the last episode? Or what? Because there's still one character I believe we haven't actually met, and that's that pink-haired girl that's walking along the beach. I don't know who that is. I feel like that's meant to be a different character, maybe setting up the next arc, but I don't know who that's meant to be. Or if that's meant to be one of our characters growing up, I don't know. But maybe they'll set that up for the final episode. I don't know. I guess we'll see what ends up happening, but I don't need to speak too much more about it. We'll get our recap here anyway, and I can get my thoughts out at the end of the episode as well, when I need to. So, anyway, as per usual, these are time-based format access here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture in picture access I do on the channel, which is everything from my current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Sympho Gear, and Lock Horizon. Sympho Gear will be coming out today. It might just be a little later than you might expect. For example, in theory, this should be coming out at 2 PM British time. And then Sympho Gear would normally come out 5 PM British time. It might be closer to 6 or 7 PM British time. We'll see. But in theory, Sympho Gear would come out at 5. It'll probably get delayed a couple of hours beyond that, depending on how things go, because we've got these 3 episodes, obviously, at 1, 2, and 3, and then Uramichi at 4. Sympho Gear will come somewhere later that day, but will still be coming, I promise. I need to get an episode out, and with To Your Eternity now finished, I can easily do double or even triple episodes of Sympho Gear to catch up, ready for October. So that should work out quite nicely. But yeah, here on YouTube we do time-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. I'll play Sai episode, I Sai episode, we should be in sync. Watch this one on Crunchyroll as per usual, since they're the ones who license the series, of course. No logos or anything, we're just going straight into the episode. We'll have the recap and then the OP, presumably, just like we've always had. But you can use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning, and that shall be synced up as well. So, with all that said, let's get into the penultimate episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Right, as we're about to escape the attack, yep. Mm-hmm. 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 OP? OP. Wonder if they'll change the OP now that they're dead or not. Quite interesting how Tonari isn't actually in this bit here, by the way. Tonari's not in any of those memory little bits. Just something to point out. That was our first appearance there. There she is. Yeah, no updates COP, okay. Alright. Oh, there's a IC. Very creepy. I love it. Oh shit. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. It stops? What? And it runs? What? What a bizarre encounter. Huh. Wandering Rage. That was an interesting encounter. Huh. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh damn. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Nah. Ooh. Maybe? No, I don't think so. Yeah. He's had multiple opportunities at this point. He could have done it. Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. Are you? Our arrows. There's Fushi. Thank you, Gugu, I'm guessing? Yep. Did he turn all of them to ash? Like, I mean, fire would be a good idea, I guess. Just burn it all to the ground. It's already in the ground. Burn it all to ashes, there we go. God, that's gonna smell terrible. Like, smell of death is bad enough. Burning death is even worse. Was it really is that simple? There are three left, okay. Are three. Yeah. Yeah. It's just R3. And how convenient they're right here for us. Yeah, there they are. I think that's pretty much the exact shot from the OP as well. Yeah. 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 Kind of. I don't know about that. Yep. Mm-hmm. You gonna be able to do it? Put them out of their suffering, honestly. That's what's gonna happen. I say, your timing is terrible. Holy shit. That's where that shot's from. Okay. Oh, she'll wake up in like 2 minutes. It's fine. Gosh, she's unhinged. Yeah? The owl's still alive. Hmm. Okay, and into the fire. Hmm. Hmm. I don't think he does, and she's awake, yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's killing her along with me. Hmm. Will he save them in time? Saves them. Hey, finally learn. Okay. You finally learn. Still got those three knockers to deal with. So what happened to the other kid? Where's our other kid? That's not important right now. He's gonna do it. Alright, the other kid was unconscious. I remember that. Okay. Is that it? We don't get to see beyond that? It's just implied? Really? I guess it's just implied that he finished it. Odd. Yeah, it's just implied that we did the deed. Okay. Feel like you could have got a bit more emotional impact out of it, but whatever. Except he didn't draw his sword when he had an option to live or whatever. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Fushi's not going to be a leader here. He won't be a leader. Tsunari's going to be a leader, right? The kid, really. Mm-hmm. Just gotta keep moving. Mm-hmm. They staying? They're staying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Boats. Oh, is that Hayase in the boat? I guess we are. Hmm. 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 Oh, you'll be back at some point, probably. Hmm. Actually going? Okay. She's gonna wake up. She finally wakes up. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. So she went full yandere, basically. No. Yeah. He doesn't, but Jesus Christ. I don't know about that. Hmm. Yeah, you'd have her form. Hmm. That is true. From an objective standpoint, yes, that is. But he won't. No, he won't. Replicates the boat. He's just gonna leave her here? Just gonna leave her in the middle of the water. Hmm. Mm-hmm. He's giving her the option. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oof. Hmm. Just gonna leave her, huh? Should be able to figure it out, probably. I mean, you could probably work your way through out those ropes eventually. What? What? He said there was only 3 left. Why is there 1 here? That's a problem. That's actually way more of a problem than I think Fushi's gonna realize. So did our boy lie to Fushi that there was only 3 left? How no, definitely not. How can you enjoy what just happened? A. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This feels like a finale almost. Still one more episode though. Hmm. Back in civilization. Alright, I guess we go meet up with Pioran and that? Okay, no previews, no previews. I guess we gotta go meet up with Pioran now. That would make the most sense, and everyone else that was on the boat. Or who was left on the boat, I guess. Interesting, so we actually have survivors. Tonari actually survived the arc. That's genuinely surprising. Like, legitimately, that's surprising. And Sander lived as well. So we had 2 characters live. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I didn't expect that, I'll be honest. I genuinely did not expect that. So the last episode is titled Echoes, and we're going to go watch that here in a minute. Was he lying when he said there's only 3 knockers left? Because there was 1 left that has now taken Hayase. I mean, I think they're kind of implying this as like, okay, Hayase got the death, but I feel like there's something more sinister to that. Like, the knockers having her form. I feel like, and especially the weird connection they seemed to have when, I'm assuming it's probably the same one that attacked her the first time at the beginning of the episode. I feel like it must have been the same one. That makes the most sense. But like, did they come to an understanding? Did Hayase's, how would you describe it? Did her desire and essence of being kind of manifest itself into the knockers slightly? Because, like, I don't think that's Hayase done and dusted now for the series. I think Hayase comes back as a knocker form that they inhabit and can use against Fushi. Because I feel like that's going to constantly be the one thing that constantly plagues Fushi. Other than having to constantly deal with the knockers, it's always going to be Hayase who shows up as part of the knockers. And it's going to be that constant case of, you can't be rid of me, now I'm immortal. Because in theory, the knockers seem to be immortal in of themselves as well. Like, yes, you can kill them and be done with them, just like how Fushi's forms can be killed. But they still come back regardless. There's still something about them. I'm curious to see what implications that has, because I'm 90% certain Hayase will be back. Maybe not as, obviously, the normal Hayase we know, but I feel like Hayase will still exist in some form or fashion now, thanks to the knockers. I don't know, I just have an ominous feeling when it comes to that whole scene. But I guess we'll see. And again, our Beholder must have lied about it. He must have been He has to have lied. He said there's only 3 left. And there were the 3 there to kill. And yet there was still 1 left. He must have intentionally lied because he knew this would be good for Fushi in the long run. That's the only reason I can think of. But when it comes to allowing Anata to live, to potentially be a problem down the road, it feels odd, because that doesn't really align with his goal of preserving the world. If he's allowing the one enemy they have to do something. I'm very interested by that implication. Very, very interested by that implication, but I guess we'll see. Maybe I'm overthinking it and Hayase's just been killed by Anata, and it's just as simple as that, but I feel like there's more to it, because Hayase has actually been... I think Hayase has carried this Jananda arc for me, honestly. Her returning as part of this arc has honestly carried it and made me much more interested in it than I think if it had just been Tonari and her group. To be real. I've got nothing against Tonari and her group, but like they were never like... They never felt like they carried the longest arc of the season. To be honest, like... It didn't really feel right. Gugu carried his arc very well, and Gugu was very likable. Tonari was just never quite that good. And now with Echoes, I don't even know where we're going with this last episode. I assume setting up where our next destination will be, and potentially our next character that we meet in Season 2. But I'm kind of curious to see how they end up setting things up like that, because... Again, I don't know quite how they want to do it, but... Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the ones per usual. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episodes, as well as your comments what you thought. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We're going to be doing the finale straight after this, so just wait a few minutes if you're watching this as it comes out, and the finale will be ready very, very shortly, as well as the rest of the Summer 2021 lineup. You can find it on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.